Up first, some breaking news coming in regarding Shashi Tharoor and the Congress party and Rahul Gandhi. Remember, for some time there has been tension between the Congress leader from Kerala and the rest of the Congress party over the kinds of comments he's made. Well, he's now shared a post on social media, on social media platform X, where someone else has analyzed the relationship and the issues between Rahul Gandhi and Shashi Tharoor, and he has said that it is a fair analysis. So let's take a look at the kinds of commentary in this particular post. Shashi Tharoor says that this post that has been shared on X reflects the current reality. And this post goes on to talk about the contrast between Shashi Tharoor and Rahul Gandhi, that it reflects to ideological tendencies that have existed within the Congress party. The post goes on to say that urban leaders have been sidelined in the Congress party, and that Tharoor broadly aligns with the 90s era Congress tendency that was urban facing, institutionally oriented and reform compatible. And this post goes on to talk about figures like Narasimha Rao, Manmohan Singh, S.M. Krishna and Montague Singh Ahluwalia, who operated within the framework. Says these very same urban technocratic leaders that the Congress repeatedly sidelines again and again, and all of these aforementioned leaders gain more recognition and respect from the right wing than the party themselves in today's Congress era. So that is the post that Shashi Tharoor has gone on to share, and says that this is a fair analysis, that it reflects a current reality. All right, let's go across to Padmaja now for more on this story. And Padmaja, very interesting that Shashi Tharoor shares this particular post, calling it a fair analysis, especially given how we have seen over the last couple of months the relationship has deteriorated between Shashi Tharoor and the Congress party. This post goes on to describe how Shashi Tharoor fits a very 90s era sort of Congress leader, more urbane, looking into those issues, and how now the Congress has taken a very rural turn.
Absolutely, and in the recent past we have seen these differences come out very starkly, Gargi. I think it was most apparent when Shashi Tharoor agreed to be a part of the parliamentary delegations that went across to several countries in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor. But look at the background in which this particular post has been done. You have the BJP getting a mayor in Thiruvananthapuram, which incidentally is also the Lok Sabha seat of Shashi Tharoor, when Mr. Tharoor reacted to the results where the UDF did considerably better than the LDF. But it was quite a historic moment for the BJP to get its mayor for the very first time in Kerala, and that too in Thiruvananthapuram. And after that, here is an analysis that he has shared and some of the things that have been outlined. The fact that this particular post, Gargi, talks about how the Congress right now is, and this is, I'm just paraphrasing what has broadly been said here, it's sort of falling between two stools. Neither does it have that kind of rural presence which the BJP has, thanks to a huge cadre strength, the working of the Sangh, nor is it able to engage fully with an urban audience in the way that Shashi Tharoor is doing on social media and through his various more progressive gestures. And for Shashi Tharoor to post this, what's also interesting, I want to point out that soon in the after this particular post, there is somebody else from the Congress ecosystem who has remarked saying, why is he still in the UDF, he should be thrown out. Mr. Tharoor has also reacted to that and said, some cretinous people are only cherry picking what I have said about the BJP's results in the local body elections in Kerala. I was making a broader point about how the politics of the state is changing, and it is being used. 2-3 lines are being picked out of a very long post that I did in order to attack me as sort of, trying to show my allegiance to the BJP, as it were. So the broader point being made over here is that there are changes, there are reforms that he is hinting at that are needed in the Congress, but instead of listening to that, personal attacks are being directed at him.
Right, Padmaja, thanks so much for joining us with those details. So yes, Shashi Tharoor there sharing that post and saying it's a fair analysis and about this sort of devastating turn that the Congress party has taken post 2010, and they talk about rural grievances only. In fact, it was only last week when NDTV editor-in-chief Rahul Kanwal had spoken with Shashi Tharoor on dissent and the Congress party. Listen in.
Your job is to make the points of your constituents and not to constantly be in a harangue with the government. I think most sensible people watching this would agree with that.
Yeah, that's a different conversation. That has nothing to do with getting invited to Rashtrapati Bhavan, which may or may not happen otherwise. But the truth is that on the question of cooperating with the government of the day, you don't abandon your convictions or principles, but you find common ground. I mean, part of democracy and part of the cooperation between government and opposition in a democracy is about finding common ground. We disagree on some things, we agree on some things. And where we agree, we should work together.
And interestingly, when you say we don't abandon our convictions, it's suggesting that Dr. Tharoor is not abandoning the Congress party?
Listen, I mean, this is a silly question. I don't know why this has to be asked. I mean, I'm an MP of the Congress party. I went to great trouble to get elected. And it would take me, I think, considerable amount of thought and various other considerations to be anything else. I mean, I think as far as I'm concerned, I have a job to do to the voters who put me here, and I'm doing my very best to fulfill my obligations to them. Even today, in some of the conversations before we all sat down to dinner, I was trying to plug certain things for my constituency with some of the officials I was coming across here from our own government. So that's part of the lifeblood of getting things done for your people, your voters, your constituency. That's political responsibility too.
All right, let's go back to Padmaja for more on this story. And Padmaja, Dr. Tharoor there telling Rahul Kanwal that, this is a silly question, but it is the question, I think, on everyone's mind regarding Shashi Tharoor vis-a-vis the Congress party, given the kind of relations that, how they've deteriorated in the last couple of months that we have seen. And let's talk more about this sort of criticism and dissent within the Congress party, because that is something we've seen Tharoor time and again, talk about certain issues that he has, but how in the Congress party it's not acceptable. Even now, there's been action against a Congress leader from Odisha who spoke out about not being able to meet with Rahul Gandhi.
And he's not the only one. Remember the famous G group, which had which had written open letters. They had spoken of how a complete overhaul is needed. Shashi Tharoor himself, on notable occasions, whether it be the Constitution Amendment Bill, which required for legislators to be disqualified if they have been jailed for 30 days. He had said, look, if you are in jail, can you be expected to continue in office? This at a time when the top leadership of the Congress party, people like Rahul Gandhi, people like Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, had criticized it as draconian. Shashi Tharoor said that there is nothing wrong in the bill. He had called it commonsensical. In the recent past, there have been meetings, meetings which were called to look at the road ahead for the Congress party. Shashi Tharoor was conspicuous by his absence. He said that he had already informed the party. What has changed also in the past few months, Gargi, that we had seen a lot of leaders speaking out. Ashwini Kumar, former law minister, just recently he spoke about how vote chori is not really resonating with people. If you are going to contest elections and then win and continue to blame the EVMs and blame vote chori, that's something that people don't really buy. What has changed in the recent past, that all of these statements used to be dismissed as internal democracy largely by the Congress. But over the last few months, you have also seen the Congress react. On the specific issue of Shashi Tharoor, when he was called to Rashtrapati Bhavan, when he spoke to Rahul Kanwal, on that you had the Congress also reacting, saying, look, our leadership was not given an invitation. Mr. Kharge wasn't called. Mr. Rahul Gandhi wasn't called. They're leaders of opposition in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. I would have expected that Mr. Tharoor should not have accepted the invitation, but well, we leave that to his wisdom. So now there is a bit of a pushback. There is a reaction from the party as well. And that is perhaps the surest indicator that despite, all the proclamations that this is internal democracy, all is really not well.
That's right. And there's been speculation for a while regarding what, Shashi Tharoor may possibly be angling for, within the central dispensation. But let's go across to Shiv as well. And Shiv, what has recently also taken place, as we were discussing with Padmaja, is the local body elections in Kerala and the fact that the BJP got a foothold and won the elections within Dr. Tharoor's constituency of Thiruvananthapuram. And then he put out a post in which he congratulated both the UDF and the BJP.
This is the political equivalent of a neutron bomb, in my view, Gargi. It makes Tharoor's earlier sort of silent rebellions, him, sulking and not attending meetings called by Rahul Gandhi, etc., seem almost like amateurish small potatoes compared to what he has done now. A, praise, even if modestly, even using sportsman spirit to praise the BJP in the local body elections in the run-up to the big assembly elections, which are going to be, mind you, very, very bitterly fought, is not something that is going to be taken in a mature fashion by the Congress party. And I wouldn't blame them for seeing Shashi Tharoor as the outsider and the enemy and the rebel within. But the endorsement of this analysis thread on Twitter, where the analyst has basically bashed the Congress's sense of confusion, the fact that it hasn't been able to get its act together, calling Rahul Gandhi a dynast who, just likes optics and pretends to be a poor man's messiah when he really isn't. And for Shashi Tharoor to call of that, all of that, Gargi, as thoughtful and fair analysis is a missile at the Congress party. This is not just something that can be ignored. It's definitely not something that can be that the Congress would be expected to take in its stride. Remember, Pawan Khera and other leaders have made it a point to call out Shashi Tharoor, although in a sort of low-key manner so far. But the mystery remains what exactly Shashi Tharoor is attempting to do. Is he muscle flexing for greater space? Is he trying to, create a situation where he is thrown out of the Congress party? In which case, what are his options? Is he a person or a politician who just believes that he doesn't want any part of a Congress party whose direction under Rahul Gandhi he wants no role in? All of this seems to be compounded in Shashi Tharoor continuing to escalate the intensity of this rebellion. And now I use the word rebellion advisedly because so far it could have been explained away. Shashi Tharoor was, always very polite. He'd say, I had things to do in my constituency. That's why I couldn't attend this meeting. But to endorse a view that basically eviscerates Rahul Gandhi, dynastic politics and institutional confusion in the Congress party, this is not harmless at all.
An ideological sort of disarray within the Congress party. There have been, major criticism of Shashi Tharoor, right from the time when he actually contested the elections for the Congress president against Mr. Kharge. And then, after everything that's been done, Padmaja, we did see even Sandeep Dikshit speak out and say, why is he still in the Congress party? Of course, the Congress, if they expel him, he gets to retain his seat. Maybe that's another, one of the reasons there. But it's the point of no return, Padmaja, would you say?
I think it's also important for us to read out verbatim what is this fair and thoughtful analysis that Shashi Tharoor has agreed with. And I think then it will be self-explanatory to the viewer what exactly is this barely veiled message that the Thiruvananthapuram MP is trying to convey. This analysis says Tharoor broadly aligns with the 90s era Congress tendency that was urban-facing, institutionally oriented and reform-compatible. Figures like Narasimha Rao, Montek Singh, Manmohan Singh, S.M. Krishna, Montek Singh Ahluwalia operated within this framework. Their politics relied on policy institutions and administrative competence, not mass mobilization or cultural embedding. It is these very same technocratic leaders that the Congress repeatedly sidelines again and again. All these leaders gained more recognition, Gargi, and respect from the right wing than the party themselves in today's INC era. Rahul Gandhi represents a different strategic turn. Congress's post-2010 attempt to reposition itself as a rural, grievance-driven mass party to counter BJP dominance. It was reactive, yet devastating shift and can be shown through the electoral reforms themselves. And this is the most important part, which everyone must take note of. This analysis then says, the most ironic part of it all is that the individual leading this rural turn, which is Rahul Gandhi, is among the most elite and insulated figures in Indian politics. Born into a dynastic family, symbolic rural politics without lived or organizational depth lacks any credibility. This is a direct attack on Rahul Gandhi himself, saying that, listen, you want to do this politics, rooted in rural India of marginalization, but you yourself are a dynast. You are born into entitlement. You do not resonate with the public, and it is shown in the electoral results. This is a damning analysis for Rahul Gandhi himself and the brand of politics that the Congress under him is practicing. And then Mr. Tharoor calls it a fair analysis. I'll leave it to the viewer. Make of it what you will.
All right, well, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much, Shiv and Padmaja, for joining us on this story as Shashi Tharoor has shared this long, post regarding what is wrong in the Congress and about Rahul Gandhi's politics, as well as how he is being treated within the Congress party.